Okay, let's check in with the late mail. Best on-track runner on course, Pomme de Hare at longer odds. On course, though, it's clearly Antique, who now comes back in betting. Here's the late mail.
And it is for number 7, Pomme de Hare. Looks very well. Today, the 1,600 metres does suit absolutely perfectly and does look very well. Number 10, this did take my eye. I thought it represented very good value. Again, coming back to the 1,600 metres, only had the 4th start, 5th today. Does look a picture of health. Number 1, Antiques, dappled up. Very, very strong support for it on course. You are taking unders on the tote at the moment. And also number 6, which is Unzipped, looked well, will race up there and give a good sight. 7 ahead of 10, the value 10, 1 and 6.
Okay, and Shenandoah at big odds. Richard, just what took your eye up in the mounting yard?
I thought the number 1 Antique looked very well. So did Regal Test, the 2. It's got to improve on form, but it looked very well. I thought Dexterous, the number 3 model, looked just a little big. Hasn't had a race for nearly a month and maybe might need this one. Maybe she just races that way. Work of Heart looked fit, number 4. So did the number 6. I thought 9, Bow She Goes, has only got country form, but gee, it looked great in the yard, as did the number 10, Shenandoah. So any of those to me look fit enough and well enough to win.
Okay, Richard, on course, as mentioned, Antique, but it isn't value on the tote compared to what they're betting on course. Let's look ahead to Morphettville. They're one of the big contenders here. The big teams representing Carbine Lodge. The Great Hawks team. There's the ratings at Morphettville for the first on the card. Seattle Ken from Star Miss, Mavertrice and Journola Star, 1 from 2, 3 and 5. Wayne Hawks, it's great to catch up here. This day brings back amazing memories, doesn't it? Ocky's big win.
Yeah, it does, Brendan. And only seemed like last year, it was about 7 years ago, but that was history, and we're here to make history today, hopefully.
Well, the day that he won, I've read your dad's comments in the press this week. He said that's been his most special day. It means a lot to him emotionally as well. I remember the Horse of the Year night, that emotion bubbling over.
Well, I mean, this is what you work hard for all your life. And, you know, I mean, to sort of get horses like this. And my father's been in the game a long time. And, you know, he's won 1 Cox Plate. And I'm sure he wants to go home with 2 tonight.
I've been very privileged to see a few of your mares up at the farm with you. It means a lot, too, to have a horse like Ocky's son Lonhro representing the stable later on, doesn't it?
Well, look, I mean, Brendan, everyone knows he's going to be standing alongside Octagonal next year, but gee, if he wins the Cox Plate today, he's a super horse today, but from a stud point of view for next year, it just takes him to another level, doesn't it?
Where's Dad today?
Well, he's probably sitting home watching the telecast at the moment, so I don't know whether he's coming or not.
You can say good day, Dad, if you like, on the telly.
No, he knows what I look like. I've spoken to him enough this week.
Now, Dexterous, it's got nice form reference and there's support on track.
Yeah, she's a nice filly and she's stepping up in class into a stakes race, but, you know, she's going along quite well and, you know, she has a little bit of luck in running. She's going to be in the finish somewhere.
Big test for Shillang later on.
Yeah, it certainly is, but, you know, whatever Shillang does, she's certainly going to be improved upon. And really nice filly, this, and spring's not really her go, so if we can get any bonuses here, it's going to look pretty rosy in the autumn for her. In
the ideal Cox Plate scenario, where would you like Lonhro to be just before they turn for home?
Well, I'd like him to be in front of the winning post. I'd love him to be hanging on Northerly's tail if he's taken off and running about 11 the furlong. But look, you know, Dad's kept that pretty close to his chest, and he's yet to speak to Darren Beedman, so he'll have a chat to him before the race. And you know, at the end of the day, when the gates crash open, what we say makes no difference anyway. It's up to the jockeys out there. They're on the big money. That's what they get paid for. So Dee Beedman's one of the best. So hopefully we all see it today.
Interesting that he's never clashed with Northerly.
No, exactly right. They've always gone different paths, and that adds another bit of an intrigue to it. And it's one hell of a race, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be, you know, there's the second and third place getters. There's not going to be much in it. So, you know, who knows? It might be a, you know, 4 or 5 way go, which would be great for the public, but not great for the people that run second, third, and fourth. Exactly right.
Mate, I could talk to you for hours. All the best this Savo. It could be a big day.
Thanks, Brendan.
Carbine Lodge, looked after by Wayne Hawks, son of John Hawks here in Melbourne, does a great job with the team. And Dexterous with support on the tote. On course, there has been some support as well, Richard.
Yeah, a little bit of support for Dexterous. I just thought she may need the run. She hasn't run for best part of a month, so she may just need the run. But maybe she's a horse just races in big condition. I thought that that Work of Heart looked quite well in the yard, as did the number 1, the Antique. Hard to fault her.
Gee, there's a host of chances, and latest betting here on course been money for Unzip. Pomme de Hare's been tried, been a lot of money Antique, but big unders on the tote. Let's link up with Greg Miles.
Righto, Brendan, they're moving up Wild Rapid first to go in. Antique, the solid favourite, locked away. Now Caius is getting set. Antique, despite meeting Dexterous 2.5 kilos worse, is the one that punters want, although Dexterous has had some support, despite the fact she's had just a 1 run back and gets to a mile. It's a difficult essay. Work of Heart goes in. Pomme de Here is set. Now She Goes is about to move up now. Probably find this a little beyond her. Now Shenandoah is coming up into the stalls next. Elf fancied this mare. She's big odds at $25.90. Goes in now. Next to move up is Dexterous. And Regal Tess is coming along now for Scott Seamer. We await Unzipped and Light of Day. Here's Light of Day in the blue and gold colours going in. Unzipped, winner of the last 2 starts. Kieran McAvoy on board. Antique ran very strongly in the 1,000 guineas from a horror barrier draw. There's a middle gate here. And they're all in now. Set to run for the Eliza Park over 1,600 metres. They're off. Dexterous jumped pretty well, Antique, and Unzipped away very nicely in the early stages, and Pomme de Here had got away quickly wider out. Kyth showing some speed on the inside as they settle down, and Light of Day's driving forward. At the 1,300, Antique working to the lead. Pomme de Here goes with her on the outside. Light of Day trapped out third. Just behind them, Kyth, Dexterous and Unzipped travelling 3 deep into that bottom bend, and then Work of Heart about midfield. Followed then by Bow She Goes off and running about 4 wide, and they were followed by Regal Tess going up wide out around Shenandoah, and Wild Rapid had dropped out to be last of all. Down the back at the 1,000 metres, and Unzipped after doing some work strode round the outside and took the lead. Unzipped in front of Pomme de Here. Bow She Goes moved up to 3rd, and Light of Day is 4th. Antique 5th on the inside of Regal Tess, about 2.5 to Dexterous. Kyth on the inside of her from Shenandoah, and then Work of Heart, and 2 lengths to Wild Rapid. At the 700 metres up the side, and Unzipped the leader off the rail. Pomme de Here with the fence, and Bow She Goes wider out. Battling further back, Light of Day. Antique over on the rails from Regal Tess, and Dexterous about to go for Gauci, trying to get a break on Antique, who's held up, and he's off and running on her. And then came Work of Heart. Unzipped still the leader towards the turn from Regal Tess. Pomme de Here the rail. On the outside, Dexterous, and Antique trying to work clear from Light of Day as they swing the corner. Then Work of Heart. Unzipped had it to Pomme de Here. Dexterous is running on, and then Antique is under the whip now. Unzipped corners in front. Dexterous looms large. Took the lead at the 100 metres. Antique runs on. Dexterous by about a length and a half, though, holds them out. And it's Dexterous. Dexterous by a length and a half, Unzipped, and ahead away Antique. Then came Pomme de Here, followed by Work of Heart, Light of Day, and next Shenandoah and Wild Rapid. A long break further back to Regal Tess, followed in behind those then by Bow She Goes and Kyth last of all. Good ride by Darren Gauci. Good thinking ride by the Gouch, because he saw Antique ahead of him was held up, and he took off. Probably a shade earlier than he wanted to, but it no doubt won him the race, or certainly helped in getting him home first at $4.40 and $1.70. Antique was getting into trouble trying to work clear. She hasn't quite got second. That's gone to Unzipped Kieran McAvoy, who's done a good job sitting off the rails in front. And third going to Antique, 3, 6 and 1 in the third of the afternoon.
Well, the All Cerise Army to the fore there, Richard Freedman. Nice ride from a professional hoop.
It was a lovely ride. I tell you what, it looked a little on the big side in the yard. It'll improve with that run as well, you would think. But sometimes horses just race in big condition, and she did that. She certainly looked healthy, but that was a good win, that, because she came around the outside. And we see in the head on here, she's got the race well under her control. Antique ran on well, looked well in the yard, so perhaps in her right grade. The rest of them hard to find an excuse for.
Number 7, Pomme de Here, the well-tried runner, finishing in 4th position, but well beaten out of those first 3 placings across the line. Now, interesting, this team has won this race back-to-back years. Last year winning with Omens, this year with Dexterous, out of a former good middle-distance mare called Many Hands. So another clever name from Suzanne Philcox at Woodlands.
Yes, they seem to have a lot of luck with good names, don't they?
Good names make good horses, don't they, Richard?
Yes, that's what they say.
Okay, in the first 4 placings, 3, 6, 1 and 7. Race time 1:36.9. Last 636 seconds. Last 423.9. Now, Morfordville, the ratings here went 1 ahead of the 2, 3 and 5 as they head out at Morfordville. Latest check of betting details has Star Misses, the tote favourite, ahead of Journola Star. From there we go to Mavatrice, which is the Simon Price mount, and the others at longer odds, including Elmo's Hero and Nineveh. Looking ahead to Rosehill Garden, second race, a report on Justin Sheehan, who was tipped out in the first race on the car, tipped out of the saddle. No major injury. He does have a sore hip. He's gone to the casualty room. Hasna rates clearly ahead of Bushland, Bella Cureuse. It's 5, 2, 3 and 1. All the rage in betting is Hasna. This 2-year-old race is due to go 15 minutes from now. It's the Aurora Plate over the 1100 metres, and from memory, Chevog won this race as a youngster and went on to place in a golden slipper. Track upgrade at Doomben. Track now reads fast. So that's 2 track upgrades. Moonee Valley now good, and Doomben rates as fast. Okay, that's the Doomben details. As Darren Gauci returns, more from Moonee Valley as we head up to the enclosure. Dan Beasley, big day of racing today. Let's hear what he says about his ride on Victory Vane.
Well, Danny, this is a tough race for Victory Vane. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it'll answer a lot of questions today, Alf. One, if she'll run the trip. One, if she will go on to the Oaks. Or hopefully we don't have to worry about this, but if she doesn't run the trip, probably paddock and back for sprint races next preparation.
Okay, you make the point about the trip. What's your thoughts in terms of whether it can run the trip?
I never had a doubt on her running the trip until she put in, even though she only got beaten ahead, a bit of a wobbly one in the Flight Stakes, and that put a little bit of a doubt in my mind. But after the 1,000 Guineas, I'm sort of back on track, relatively confident that she will run the 2040.
And you've drawn what I would have thought perfectly?
Yeah, most definitely, right in the middle of the runners today, so we'll be able to sort of see what's going to go where and what horses are going to settle down. But it looks a distinct lack of speed in the race, so I'll be just coming out and most likely be landing somewhere pretty close to the lead.
Okay, mate, you ride Victory's mile later. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
There he is, Danny Beasley with Victory Vane in the upcoming event.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see how the Star Sydney filly performs. Let's go back down to the weigh-in area.
Race 3, back and running this time, and Chaos on the inside bounced away quickly, and Antique has gone out fast also with Dexterous. While Rapid behind them, and further out on the track, Pomme de Hare. Just off them is Unzipped, and further out is Light of Day. When they settle down, and Antique the favourite in front early. Antique led about a half length. Now up on the outside of it, Pomme de Hare. A length further back, then Light of Day. Chaos is trying to push up and keep the fence. Antique was off the rail, and a change coming up now where it's Pomme de Hare in front from Light of Day. Antique drifts back, and Unzipped goes up third. Antique now fourth, a length and a half then to on the outside. As they head down the back would have been Dexterous. They're followed on the outside of those as they head down the back by Bow She Goes. Now down the back, and the leader here over on the inside, Pomme de Hare, has had the lead taken off by Unzipped. Bow She Goes has gone up third, and Light of Day is fourth. Then came Antique, followed by Regal Test. 2 further back, Dexterous, followed by K.U. Shenandoah. Further back, then Work of Heart, and 2 lengths to Wild Rapid. At the 700 metre mark up the side, Unzipped just in front of Bow She Goes. Back to the fences, Pomme de Hare. A length to Light of Day, fourth. Regal Test is fifth. Locked away, Antique is over on the inside, sixth. Going around them now, Dexterous taking off out wide. A length then to Work of Heart from Shenandoah. A gap to Wild Rapid and Cayuse. 400 metres to go. Unzipped on the inside, Pomme de Hare. Further out is Regal Test, and 4 wide Dexterous. Antique badly needs a run, followed further back by Light of Day. It's just in front, Unzipped when they turn. Dexterous comes at it. Then Pomme de Hare, and Antique will get out late, but it's a fair way off them as Dexterous races to the front of the 100 metre mark from Unzipped, and then Antique. Dexterous in front with about 30 or 40 metres to go, and Dexterous is too good. Dexterous just on a length to Unzipped, a half head to Antique third, a gap to Pomme de Hare, and further back Work of Heart. They're followed by Light of Day, and then Shenandoah, Wild Rapid, a long gap. Bow She Goes, Regal Test, and Cayuse is near the tail.
3 Dexterous, Darren Gauci, 4.10, $1.80, 6 Unzipped at 1.70, third 1 Antique, 1.40.
Number 3, Dexterous, took off around the outside with about just inside the 600 metre mark, and she kept going and set up a good lead to win. Wayne Hawkes is Melbourne foreman for his dad with Dean.
Thanks very much, Brian. Joined by Wayne. And Wayne, that was a terrific ride when the pace slackened. Darren rounded them up at the right time.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of luck early. He was in a good position. There was a bit of shuffling, and I didn't see the interference, but there was a bit there somewhere, and Darren just elected to sit back and wait, and, he was smoking on the corner.
She's obviously a nice filly. You won this race last year with Omens. Is a comparison there?
Yeah, look, she's a nice filly, this filly. She's taken a long time to, to get there, and we're supposed to runs and never really pushed her. She's only lightly framed Quest for Fame filly, but she's a gutsy little thing, that's for sure.
Last word on Lonhro?
Oh, I'd love to say he'll win, but it's a big call. But long as they have a clean race, and you know, he'll show him what he's made of anyway.
Good start to Cox Plate Day. Well done, Wayne.
Thanks, Dean.
3 Dexterous, Darren Gauci. 4 to win, 180 a place, 6 Unzip, 170, 1 Antique, 140. The Quinella 1030, Exacta 2450, and the Trifecta 5150 with the first 4 to come.
The 4th to number 7, Pom de Here. 4th event, 1 Helenas.
Gianfranco Dettori won 13 Italian jockeys titles.
Yeah, he was a great jockey, his father, and Frankie certainly inherited the blood. 100 Group 1s around the world. I mean, the Godolphin stable don't take you on if you're a second rater, do they?
No, very true. Speaking of top raters, here's the late mail in Sydney.
Numbers here, 5, 3, 2 and 1 in race 2. Hard to tip against this very short price favourite, Hasna. She's backing up from a good win in fast time last week. She gets 3 kilos from the Colts here and does look the leader and very, very hard to run down. Dane, just looking for a bit of value for second. Bella Carouse, she's had the experience of 2 race starts where she's been strong on the line. Best of the rest, Bushland, very green at his debut, sure to have come on nicely since then. Balrakdar looks an improver, but just may need this hit out. 5 on top, Hasna, hardest to beat 3, Bella Carouse, and 2 Bushland.
OK, Ron, and what is an intriguing race coming up. The youngsters going around, but the well-performed in the Altamonte colours, Hasna, the Snippets horse, is the clear-cut total leg. Let's look ahead to Doomben. Rating been a good move for the 3, Bella Cureuse, but it's Hasna from Bushland as we head trackside for the second.
The broadcast of the second. And in the second race of the day, Hasna rules the roost. $1.40 and $1 in New South Wales from Bushland, number 2, 321.30. Now, Justin Sheehan, who fell from Penny Opera in the first, has been taken to Westmead Hospital for precautionary x-rays, complaining about some soreness around the hip region, obviously some deep bruising. But as a precaution, up to hospital for some precautionary x-rays and replacement riders for Justin when they come to hand. Now, Bushland moves in, first of the day going to Bumptious. Bumptious won the first from Little Jerboa and Squish. Hasna, Len Beasley for Gay Waterhouse. Gay won the first. Ready for the second of the day. Little movement now from the outside. Bushland. Racing, the favourite jumped brilliantly, Hasna, and leads a length on settling down from Bella Carouse. A length away, third is Dazadame. Similar margin then Bayraktar. And the second leg drops out last, that is Bushland, settling fully into stride, and Hasna leads with ease. More than a length on Bella Carouse, nearly 2 lengths to Dazadame, travelling on the outside of Bayraktar, and 2.5 to Brendan Phoenix ride Bushland as they come down the side of the track. No change in the order. And Lenny Beasley has the hot pot. Hasna doing it nicely. A length and a half on Bella Carouse. Nearly 2 lengths away, third Bayraktar, 1.5 to Dazadame, and a length further back Bushland. Around the corner they travel in the Aurora Plate, and Hasna straightens up. More than a length clear on Bella Carouse, and 2 lengths away, third Bayraktar, and about 4 lengths to Bushland and Dazadame, but past the 300. El Beasley hands and heels on Hasna. She's doing it beautifully. She's well above average. She increases her lead on Bayraktar and Bella Carouse to about 4, and this is the easiest $32,500 connections will ever get. Hasna absolutely blitzes her rivals. Hasna from Bayraktar, Bella Carouse, Bushland, and last of all, Dazadame.
Easy as you like. Thanks, Ian Craig. Hasna, Gay Waterhouse winning the first 2 races. Bayraktar in second and Bella Carouse third. So 5, 1 and 3 across the line. Second race on the program, and that horse by Snippets now goes 3 starts, 2 wins and 1 second, and Len Beasley in the saddle. Let's update Doomben, the latest in betting details as we watch this very smart filly, whom our ratings guru, by the man Helenas, on course, is the favourite, but longer odds than that tote price. Victory Vane is the third elect behind Macedon Lady. Now, number 3, Wild Heart, is the first of the runners in the mounting yard as we... and number 1 is also there, Helenas. Very interesting with the fillies taking on some colts here. Alf Matthews, your thoughts on Helenas around the valley?
Well, we saw him in the stud stakes win brilliantly. He looks nice and relaxed. That big shadow roll on him, the perfect confirmation.
It was an impressive win under lights. Wild Heart, they've taken the blinkers off. A Flemington winner last time out.
And won against the odds. Slow pace up front, still ran on very well indeed. He could be the wild card.
OK, Serpentine was scratched from the Derby trial Tuesday, Alf.
and looks very good, very hard, very fit, bold sort of horse. Shouldn't be too far away. Looks good.
Okay, number 4 is Serpentire. As we look from there, it is on screen to number 5, Grand Lover, the rank outsider.
Yes, look, he looks quite fine, but his form may not be good enough for horses like this. This is a class race.
Now, Victory Vane up to 1.25 miles.
Well, I suppose that's the question on everybody's lips. However, typically looks fantastic.
Now, 1 Minute Doomben, Macedon Ladies the second elect on course.
Yes, and again, she's presented beautifully in the mounting enclosure. Nice, relaxed filly. Lovely.
Okay, Group 1 winner, the first crop from Fontaine. Shillang's a half-sister to Shame.
Yes, beautiful pedigree. And I tell you what, looking at her, you can't fault her. Not the prettiest looking head I've ever seen, but the body's okay.
Okay, that's what matters when they hit the line, as long as the head sticks out in front. Alf Matthews looking through the runners as they parade for the Amy Vase, the 4th of our races on Cox Plate Day. So we are 2 hours and 17 minutes away from the Cox Plate. Correct weight is there at Morphettville after that hold all tickets. All horses deemed to have had a fair start. Now there's the details on screen. Claire Lindop was the winning rider, the very slick time of 1:03.44. Alan Thomas standing by at Doomben. Let's head trackside back to Brisbane.
Got back a little bit. So as I move up for race 2, Get Carter, our favourite here, got back a bit at Eagle Farm. Probably didn't jump all that cleanly at the farm and got back but ran home strongly. This is Helter Skelter coming up with Zach Purton in the saddle. Looks a racy sort of a horse, doesn't he, by Piccolo?
Race?
There certainly will be. I love the look of Helenus. I thought he looked fantastic in the yard. He's starting to look like a real stayer now. Looks like Leon Corsons is starting to wind the work up towards the Derby, and he's just lost a little bit of that gloss, but looks great. So Serpentire looked okay. The number 4, Victory Vane, she's always light. Doesn't really look like a stayer, but she's such a classy filly. And Macedon Lady, she's a bit fired up in the yard. She's got a bit of skin off her hip as well, but you know, that might have happened a little while back or in the truck or something, but she looked a little fired up in the yard. Shillang looked okay too.
Joining us now, Leon Corsten, still coming down off that wonderful win of Helenus in the Guineas. But back here to the start, gee, that was a nice win under lights.
Yeah, it was a good win, so I hope he can do the same today.
I think Bart taught you more than a few tricks. I think you've taken a few of your own tricks along. What tricks today up against these fillies? Because that'll be interesting.
Oh, I don't know. I just got to leave it up to Steve. He's riding the horse, and, you know, if he couldn't beat the fillies, I don't think he could win the Derby, so we'll just wait and see what happens.
You would have seen a few Derby winners go through under your care in years gone by. This is an important lead-up race, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is today, you know, with the crowd and that here, so he's got to rise to the occasion, so we'll see what happens.
Has he improved a lot since the Guineas?
Yeah, I think he just keeps maturing. I don't know about improving, but he keeps maturing in himself all the time, so I'm pleased with the horse.
Leon, nice to catch up with you, and all the best with the son of Felicio.
Thanks very much.
Helenus' trainer joining us there, Leon Corstens. Andrew Bensley up in the grandstand. Andrew, will it be a magic moment for the Macedon Lodge team?
Well, they're hoping here. We've got John Simons sitting nice and relaxed at this stage, looking down at that 2,040-metre start. Both your races from that start today.
Yeah, hopefully this filly will set the scene for a little bit later on.
Macedon Lady up against the colt today, Helenus. How do you feel about the Amy Vase?
Oh, look, you know, she's on her way to the Oaks, and if she happened to beat him today, it'd only be a bonus. You know, he's a very good horse. As we know, colts are, seem to have the edge on the fillies, but he won't want to make a mistake, I wouldn't imagine.
She got a good finish. I guess so too as Helenus on that. They're both sprint home very strong.
Yeah, look, you know, she gets home very hard. You know, maybe around here at the Valley, he's had the opportunity of having a race around here that we haven't. So, you know, maybe the experience might shine out a little bit on top of us today, but she won't be far away.
Ballaspree's here?
He hasn't arrived yet, but he won't be very far away.
This morning, what did you do with him? Are you 110% happy?
Well, yeah, I'm 110% happy with him. He just went for a walk this morning, and, you know, he was feeling $1 million, and that's the way he has to beat a race well, so I'm pretty relaxed about it all.
All right, now Sheila Laxton's here. We'll go to Sheila for one quick one, because, Sheila, you've ridden Ballaspree in work this week.
Yes, I did. I rode him on Sunday.
How did he feel?
For a 3-year-old, I've never sat on a horse that felt like he did that morning. He's very powerful, very mature, and I said to John, if he was mine, I'd be running him in the Cox Plate.
Doing everything. Good luck to you, both of you.
Thank you.
Well done, John. Thanks, John. I might even sit up here next to him, see whether it's good luck, Brendan.
You can ride at home, OK, with Johnny Simons. Andrew Bensley up in the grandstand, having a bird's eye view of this massive crowd in here at Moonee Valley, as all of the vantage points are very fast filling up before the running of the Amy Vase. And we're only 2 hours and 7 minutes away from the running of a time-honoured Cox Plate. Greg Miles standing by to call.
Goes into the stalls now. Right, Brendan, the favourite, is the first to go in, Helenas. He's trying for a treble that's never been achieved before, the Stud Stakes, Caulfield Guineas and the Amy Vase. Now here's the maiden filly Shalang going in the lilac colours. Helenas the favourite. He looks to have the clear measure of the males in the race. The wild cards are the two fillies, Victory Vane and Macedon Lady. Both ran very well in the 1,000 guineas. Here's Victory Vane coming up. She went right back to last from that horror barrier draw. We'll find out today whether she'll be going on with the Oaks in mind. That naturally will be the call for Macedon Lady, who looks like she'll stay forever. Grand Lover moves up into the gates. They're nearly ready. The last to move in will be Serpentire. He's had a bit of a setback with a high temperature, which forced his withdrawal from the Geelong Derby trial. Now in he goes. Helenas jumping from gate for the odds-on favourite. It's now at $1.60. Victory Vane is second favourite. Macedon Lady third elect on course. So where they shape up on the tote as well. Wild Heart coming up. Here's the blinkers off. Darren Gauci moved in. So they're set to go. The Amy Vase Group 2 level. Helenas standing awkwardly in the gates. He's got an attendant in with him. Macedon Lady just ducked her head at the start, but she jumped all right. Helenas threw his head in the air. He's going to settle back and find somewhere. Grand Lover is the first out from Wild Heart. Helenas just inside them. There's no pace at all. Then Macedon Lady on the inside of Victory Vane. Shalang's on the fence. Serpentire's last. Now, he's getting his head up pretty badly as they turn out of the straight there, Helenas, and Wild Heart ran a bit wide. Grand Lover went through and took the lead. At the 1600, Grand Lover by a length and a half. Wild Heart a little more speed in the race now. They were hacking early. Victory Vane is third. Helenas just gets his head up in fourth place. A little quirk of his. He's doing it again there. 2 lengths further back, Macedon Lady, who tracks the favourite. Then Shalang on the inside and Serpentire. Now, Grand Lover put his foot to the floor and up to the 1200 turn. He opened up about 3 lengths. Wild Heart second, 2 lengths to Victory Vane. Another 2 lengths, Helenas, Macedon Lady. And they're followed by Shalang and Serpentire. Grand Lover going out with a big lead now. Into the back with about 1,050 to go, and Grand Lover opened up about 7 lengths here. Wild Heart is second, Victory Vane is third. Helenas gets up on his inside. Serpentire fourth, then Macedon Lady and 2 Shalang. Grand Lover running to the turn at the 800 by 5. Wild Heart second. Helenas on the inside of Victory Vane, just working up to keep Helenas pocketed behind the Wild Heart. Then Serpentire, Macedon Lady and Shalang. Grand Lover up the side by 2 lengths. Grand Lover ahead of Wild Heart and Victory Vane the outside. Helenas fourth on the inside. A length and a half Serpentire. Macedon Lady still following Helenas. And last is Shalang. Grand Lover the leader from Wild Heart. Helenas is running up behind the leader, who's just left the fence, and the run for the favourite on the inside. Coming to the turn now, and Helenas takes the lead. Wild Heart tries to go with him. Victory Vane's come wide. Macedon Lady is still stalking Helenas, following him everywhere. Helenas leads. Macedon Lady gets over his heels to issue a threat now. They're going to fight it out. Helenas in front. Macedon Lady, the fillies, throwing out the challenge. Helenas responds. He's 3/4. Macedon Lady tries hard. Helenas sticks his head out. A good colt. Helenas beat Macedon Lady by about 3/4 of a length. 5 lengths. Wild Heart might grab third from Serpentire Shalang. Break to Victory Vane. She's